Hi everyone, my name is Lily and welcome once more to this one-on-one session with some of our Moja Tu students, sponsors and supporters. And today we have the lovely Dinel Njoroge, who is going to talk about all things filmmaking. So sit back, relax and enjoy this live. So Dinel, maybe to start us off, you can start by telling us about yourself.
Okay, so my name is Dinel Njoroge.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a third-year student at University,
Yeah,
pursuing film technology, theatre art, and animation. I have dropped I have dropped theatre arts, so I'm now
yeah,
majoring in film technology. Yeah,
okay.
so that's where I'm at. So then,
So what's the difference between film technology and theater art?
well, the difference is just film technology is about film, and theatre arts is theatre. Theatre is on stage, like
Mm-hmm.
acting and production on stage for a live audience, and film
Mm-hmm.
is like a third party kind of experience where you record your production and then you present it as a film or a
Mm-hmm.
video. Yeah,
Yeah. Something most of what we do with Moja Tu, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
that
Okay. So
is
maybe just
exactly what I do.
let people know is that you have been the producer, director, videographer, video editor of most of videos in Moja Tu. And Dinel, I've seen you grow from the moment we brought you on board, and I'm so proud of the strides that you're making. So keep it up. When you make it, don't forget me. So,
I
what have
will.
you learned so far?
Well, in school we actually learn a lot of things. Film
Mm-hmm.
technology is just like so broad. You learn
Yeah.
almost 1,000. You learn everything about film, that is acting, script writing,
Mm-hmm.
directing, producing, work, sound
Mm-hmm.
engineering, lighting, just everything, editing, anything that is supposed to be done in a whole production, from pre-production, during the
Mm-hmm.
production and post-production. You learn
Mm-hmm.
4 years in school. For the
Yeah.
next 2 years, you also learn everything about, and then now you get to choose whether to drop theater or film. So now
Mm-hmm.
that I've dropped theater, I'm continuing to advance in things film. Now I'm taking on like more heavy units, like maybe animation, advanced
Mm-hmm.
graphic design, a
Mm-hmm.
direct course that is a bit more advanced, maybe you direct film for two
Mm-hmm.
hours or something. Yeah, so the more you advance, the better you get. Yeah, so that's just about it in film. And then now
Yeah.
you get to choose where to specialize in. Now you've done
Mm-hmm.
all those things, you get to choose maybe 4 years in school, I'm going to do just animation, or maybe I'm just going to do directing. Yeah.
Okay. So, what aspect of your course do you love the most?
I love animation, considering I've said
Mm-hmm.
it in all my examples. I love animation a lot. I always
Yeah.
used to wonder how cartoons work. I
Mm-hmm.
did not understand. I always wondered, people who are acting, do they actually
Mm-hmm.
make those cartoons? And actually, the learning process for animation is very, very
Yeah.
interesting. Like you get to make whole film from your own
Mm-hmm.
imagination. You make your own characters, you give them the eyes you want, the mouth you want, the ears you want. Like they act
Mm-hmm.
everything exactly the way you want it. And now you get to
Uh-huh.
do voiceovers. It's just like tiresome and
Mm-hmm.
hard process. I'm not even understood all of it, but I love
Yeah.
animation. The other thing I
Mm-hmm.
have passion for is direct. I think I'm a good director. Every time we're doing film in
You
school, I
are
always
a
get
good
to
director.
direct.
Get it from me. You're a good director. I've seen
That's
you
what
directing the Moja Tu videos. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so all the time I get the directing role. So that's why I figured
Mm-hmm.
out I'm making to be doing more of directing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So when it comes to animation, I know mostly it's children who watch it. I think
Yeah.
the adults who like animation, which is still fine. And
Yeah.
how does that make you feel that you're going to produce content mostly for kids? And maybe just to mention that the Baby Shark song, it's one of the most watched videos in the world. Yeah. So
Yeah.
how does that make you feel being in that field?
I think my love for animation, as I told you, started when I was a child. There are
Yeah.
adult animations like maybe Family Guy and others that cannot be watched for kids, but
Yeah.
I'm going to venture into something to do with kids animation, like stories about princesses, fairy tales, something that's going to make them happy. I think this is the whole thing that I love about animation. I would love to actually produce it for kids other than adult animations, which are more, you have to go get censored. The words you say don't have to be so vulgar. Like it's
Yeah.
a lot of work, and they just produce something that makes people happy. So if you're watching that as a child, you feel
Mm-hmm.
more empowered. You get information and you get
Mm-hmm.
happy.
Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds like a good plan. Maybe just to ask you, Dinel, and I think you've also noticed this. There's
Mm.
very little animation regarding in the African contexts. Even when you go on YouTube, most of the animations you'll find have been done in the West and whatnot. So, what are your thoughts about that, and how do you think you're going to contribute in changing that?
So I think animation, actually, I would thank Moja Tu, first of all,
Mm-hmm.
because when we first started doing animation in school, there was a requirement. You have to have like a very specific kind of computer with very
Mm-hmm.
specific specifications for it. So when I
Yeah.
put out that request to Moja Tu, they actually came through and bought me something that can be able to hold up the softwares for animation and all the
Mm-hmm.
film projects that I'm doing. So I think
Yeah.
that's the main challenge.
Mm-hmm.
Schools like our public universities don't have the amenities needed. They just have
Yeah.
normal computers that cannot hold
Mm-hmm.
these softwares, and the students are a lot. So even if you
Yeah.
wanted to learn animation, they're just going to learn it in theory and not understand it fully. So I think if someone has passion for something, they're going to invest in it. And if you're going to get
Mm-hmm.
someone to invest in you, like Moja to with me, then that
Mm-hmm.
is actually very great for you. But in
Mm-hmm.
Kenya, animation is not advanced. We don't have a lot of animators. I think even if you look at the scope in Kenya, we don't even have a lot of animation teachers. I was looking
Yeah.
to do a short course for animation to just improve my skills, and
Mm-hmm.
and there are not very many schools that are offering it. In like
Mm-hmm.
Kenyatta University, I think there's just like two animation
Mm-hmm.
teachers, and that is
Mm-hmm.
just how sad, because
Mm-hmm.
people out here don't even know such are existing. Like if I was in high school right now, I wouldn't tell myself I want to do animation because I'm not exposed to that kind of thing. I just think cartoons are just made by someone and I don't want to know anything more about it. So I would
For
like
sure.
people
Yeah.
to just get more
Mm-hmm. Okay. Thank you, Dinel, for that. So, who in which filmmaker inspires you the most, and why?
I think Kenyan filmmakers inspire me because they are
Mm-hmm.
growing. They're not the
Yeah.
very best, sorry to say, but they're
Yeah.
growing. They're not like
Mm.
Hollywood or anything, but I've realized that every time a Kenyan film is coming up, considering now the time limit and the ages we've gone through, they're always
Mm-hmm.
getting better. So my
Yeah.
aim is to be maybe bring out more professionalism in the films that we're making, even if it's
Yeah.
not like big films. The
Yeah.
film students can bring out more like now bring out more professionalism, like just don't have people who are shooting the whole thing
Mm-hmm.
and editing without knowing what film is actually about. So maybe the more professionals we have out there, it's going to make the
Mm-hmm.
Kenyan scope for film better. Yeah.
Okay. Um, y- Now that you're in the industry, which film, in your opinion, do you like the most, and why? Why do you like it?
I my first love was an animation called Moana. Though I
Ah.
love other kinds of films, I'm
Mm-hmm.
always fascinated by like film in sort of animation. So
Yeah.
I do a lot of research concerning maybe how did they achieve a certain scene, maybe the
Mm-hmm.
waters were moving, and for those who have watched Moana, now I get
Mm-hmm.
to understand how they animate the whole thing, like, and
Mm-hmm.
it's actually very fascinating. So I think my
Mm-hmm.
best film still is Moana. I also like some other genres of film, mostly films that are educational. people in a fun way. Like, let's say a lot of film, like just comedy movies that are educating the young girls and men in the society. Yeah.
And now that you know how films are made, does it take away some of the intrigues?
Yes, it does. Because most of the time you're told in class to watch a certain movie, and you have to watch it the first time just for fun, and then you'll watch it like 3 more times, taking every little decision. And the more you're critiquing it, the more you're saying, "Oh, they shouldn't have done that. I saw that cut over there. I saw that really was not there. The continuity was not right." No, they're just spoiling the movie for you, but it's a good thing. Yeah.
Okay, that's a good problem to have. So you're currently doing your attachment. How does your day look like, or what are some of the tasks that you do during attachment?
I'm currently working at Parents Magazine, and I'm in the creative department. So I've done a lot of editing for Moja Tu. So most of the time, I find myself in a normal day when we're having shoots. I do the camera work, that is videography, and I do the editing for the videos. It's a good learning experience because I'm meeting with professionals in the actual industry, and now they get to tell you, maybe don't put this there, put it there, and you're getting better and better at it. The other thing that I've learned that is very interesting to me is digital marketing. I've learned how all these platforms are working, how they're running them, how you get to post, what time is best to post, the analysis and everything just behind digital marketing, and how it can help a company gain or lose sales. I've also learned about advertising in the we have visited the advertising department to learn what they do, and they've also taught us a lot of things. So I think I'm just learning a large scope of things that maybe I had learned the basics, but now I'm getting to see in the real world how it's working. So that's very intriguing for me.
Yeah, sounds very exciting. So maybe, Dinel, as we wrap up, maybe you can tell us, where do you see yourself in the next few years?
In the next
few years?
Okay, so I think in the next few years, I tend to think I'm very young to be in university. So I'll be done when I'm 22. I want to be having a master's degree. I want to do as quick as I can before I get to 30. And then I will be an animator. I'll be a director. And I also like, what is it called? I also like TV production. So I might do a little bit of TV production as improve my skills in directing and animation. Those are the things I'm going to be majoring in, and I hope I'll get there.
You will definitely. One last question. Any animations that you've made, that you have already made? Any animations
Yes, we've made school projects. Yeah, we've made school projects for school. The latest one I made was a short animation about ants. I always were fascinated about how ants like live. So I made like a small animation about how ants and their perspective of the world, like how they see humans and our boots walking over them and that. So that was a fun project. And I'm still continuing to work on it because we're already done with the exams, but we actually get to go back to the teacher and ask them if the animation had issues, and they can tell you maybe you can improve on this and this and this until it gets better. Yeah.
Okay. So maybe once it's done, you can share with us so that you can share with our viewers. Yeah.
All right.
Okay, that's it from us, everyone. Be sure to be on the lookout of the name Dinel Njoroge, because this girl is going places. You have a lovely day. Bye-bye.
Bye.